Hey, hi, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all, based on where you are joining from. First of all, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you to this fireside chat. Today, we are here to discuss, I would say, these are large topics, perspectives, and experience that some of us have in the areas like Industry 4.0, PLM, digital transformation. More importantly, their interplay and how the industry is adopting it. I will be the host for this session today. I'm Sundaresh. I lead the Product 4.0 practice globally for ITC Infotech. We partner with our customers to engineer the product, help them industrialize it, implement PLM systems, help them design supply chain and optimize them, and also help them to put in systems to continuous maintenance and service. Today, we have a leader from the industry, 𝗬𝗂𝘀𝗵. He is the head of IT for engineering applications at ABB Electrification division. 𝗬𝗂𝘀𝗵 has many years of experience in the development of business solutions, specifically for engineering of global companies. That too, I would say large ones with multicultural background. And 𝗬𝗂𝘀𝗵 has large experience in selection, implementing, training, PLM systems, CAD systems, and he has done IT strategy, roadmap definition, and development of some of these things. So I'm very honored to have 𝗬𝗂𝘀𝗵 on this chat today. 𝗬𝗂𝘀𝗵 holds a Master of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering from Rohr University of Bochum and is currently preparing for his MBA in Business Management at University of Applied Science at Borgaland. Hey, welcome, 𝗬𝗂𝘀𝗵, and thank you for accepting this invite and sharing your perspective.
Thank you, Sandresh. Thank you for this kind introduction.
Thank you. 𝗬𝗂𝘀𝗵, to set the ball rolling straight away, let me start by asking you, in the context of Industry 4.0, as you are well aware, there are a lot of buzzwords and technologies and various levels of adoption by industry. So what's your view on this, and how do you see companies approaching it? How ABB and you are approaching it is the first question.
Okay, so you're asking my view about Industry 4.0 and how we can approach it by different manufacturers, or how ABB is approaching that, right?
That's right, 𝗬𝗂𝘀𝗵.
Very good. I mean, to answer your first question, or the first part of your question, Sandresh, let me please just, or give me a little bit time to go quickly through the history of the industrial revolutions, right? So when we start and we look back to the previous industrial revolutions, the three we had till now, I mean, the main focus of all of three of them was driving innovation in manufacturing processes, right? So the first revolution, we started by moving from hand and metal work to more manufactories using the steam power. Then 100 years later, we used electricity and as part of the second revolution to enable mass productions. And I would say the IT played the important role starting from the third revolution, where we were more focusing on how we can automate, how we can use the so-called computer-driven systems to automate our processes and automate the manufacturing processes. The new revolution, the first industrial revolution, which is known as Industry 4.0, is completely different, because here we are really talking about transformative technologies. We can say that we are changing the way of thinking of the industries. Let's be even more tough and say we are radically changing that. The market need and even the society needs are really evolving and emerging. I mean, look, today, take this example where we are now. People are sitting all around the world, maybe on their sofa. They are really very relaxing, using their smartphones, using the social networks to connect to this event. So we are really driving a lot of changes. Everyone is talking today about a lot of buzzwords. You hear everywhere digital transformation, you hear Industry 4.0, you hear about smart and connected systems. So actually, I think that this industrial revolution is all driven by so-called interconnected systems. I mean, we are talking about products that are connected to each other. We are talking about machines that are having sensors. They are talking to each other through network. They can actually identify their own problems. They can inform us early in advance to take predictive maintenance. So all in all, we are focusing on data. We are capturing meaningful data. We are trying to use this data. That's why you hear the buzzword big data every time, right? And this data should be used properly, should be analyzed properly using specific technologies. And that's again, we come to such technologies like machine learning, artificial intelligence. So we can simply say that Industry 4.0 is all about connectivity. It's all about connected, using smart products to connect services and products together. Now, the second portion or the second part of your question was about the adoption, right? I mean, how we can adopt.
Our companies adopting, what are you seeing? How are they approaching it? Is it a big bang approach? How do they go about it in your experience?
Well, I mean, let's go back to what's the benefit of the digital transformation for the companies, right? When you see now and when you hear the different references, the different research about the digital transformation, we can say that the digital transformation might help us increase the productivity, right? We are trying to reduce the time to market. We are trying to enable manufacturers to launch products faster, better quality, become cost effective, right? Based on the data. I don't think that the digital transformation is only about having smart technologies on the market. And you gave now an example of, is it a big bang? I don't think that digital transformation is a one-time project or big bang approach. Because if someone is thinking like that, I mean, I'm very sorry to say that. I think that the digital transformation, that's why we call it transformation, need to transform your business. We are talking about a small transformation in your business that enable you to handle quickly to market demand. I mean, you really need it's not like a project you start today, you have a deadline, you have a milestones, and you will deliver on time, on budget. You need to build your foundation. I mean, we are talking about, it's a cultural change. I mean, look, take information. You need to transform your organization. You need to enable digital collaboration. You need to enable innovation. You need to invest in the skills of your resources and of your people. You need to prepare the people to change. This is one aspect, right? I mean, we can write books about this aspect. Very important aspect is change management. The other aspect is about operational processes and your systems. I mean, it's all about how to become more customer centric. I mean, you need to be able to sell, anytime, anywhere, any device. You need to transform your products, the third pillar of this transformation. We are talking all the time about smart connected products, how we want to achieve, how we want to get there. I mean, we are talking also about services. For example, you hear everywhere now this pay-per-use service that we are moving from a product to more a service, right? And very important, you need to transform or digitize your customer experience because it's all about being customer-centric. So I don't think it's just a big bang approach or just replacing your applications, your legacy applications with new technologies. It's much more than that. It's an overall transformation.
Isam, if I kind of little bit summarize what you said, it is more about transforming the business, and it is not just about going and implementing the technologies. And at the end of the day, you will have to realize certain change in your business, be it turnaround time or productivity or reduction in inventory, or as you said in your own words, like able to sell more anywhere, any kind of product that the customer needs, and hence moving towards more customer centricity. I think that's a great point because sometimes I think technology gets implemented for technology's sake versus really giving the business benefit. And then also you talk about something fundamental. This is not like a big bang, you just replace systems. So multiple other things which have to enable this have also have to transform. In that context, and since Industry 4.0 is very much connected with the product and a connected product, how do you think PLM and engineering and these systems also need to evolve? Their role has to expand. How do you see that changing in order for them to actually enable Industry 4.0 in a much effective manner? Yeah, Isha, that's the question.
Good. I mean, again, here the same, like, the Industry 4.0 and the history behind that. I mean, if you see, or if you take a look on the PLM roadmap, right? How PLM evolved over the time. I mean, the history when we started, or when PLM started, at that time, we didn't have something called PLM, right? Everything started with so-called engineering databases. Then, PDM came in place, product data management, and it was really CAD-centric approach. So the main focus at that time was just to enable, I would call it administration of mechanical data, mainly. So then, since the technology was evolving, then in the second evolution of PLM, which is known as a PLM 2.0, PLM become more enablement for new product development, right? I mean, the vendor of PLM, they changed the name from PDM to PLM overnight. In 1 week, everyone had to adopt to the philosophy of PLM. And then they were starting talking about how you can store bill of materials in PLM, how you can send bill of materials to ERP systems, how you can enable collaboration, how you can focus on a small portion of the change and the release process, Now, PLM was still evolving on the market because the market requirements are always gaining on complexity, the market demand are changing. We were talking about more, configurable products, not only standard products. So the PLM become then, I would say, more product launch centric, right? It's become the innovation platform where today is very usual in every big PLM implementation that you see different business functions collaborating together, right? They can develop, they can innovate. You see employees very simply from engineering, manufacturing, sales, sourcing, marketing. I mean, this is the capability of PLM today where we are living in. Everyone can work together, they can have access to the same data at the same time. Now, if we link, or we'll come back to your question, how we see PLM playing the role in this Industry 4.0, I think PLM scope need to be really changed, because when you see now this connected PLM terminology, which all PLM vendors are trying to sell at the moment on the market, they are focusing on becoming customer-centric and future-ready. Recently I read an article from one of the best professors in Germany. I call him always the PLM godfather of PLM in Germany. And in his new book, he was not referring to PLM anymore. He was talking about something we will call in the future, and you will hear this buzzword everywhere, system lifecycle management. And the idea is really great. Don't only focus on the design and the concept. Let's start early in the requirements management phase, in the system architecture, and don't stop the PLM responsibility when you hand over to manufacturing, but go please behind that, go to the end, cover the operation, cover the services, cover the maintenance, cover even the repair. That's why you hear, for example, all these digital twin discussions ongoing at the moment, right? And this is really very simple. I mean, take a look to the products we have today on the market. Take a look to our smartphones, to our tablets. See, we are talking about smart home. We are enabling a lot of technologies today in the market to facilitate our life, right? We don't have any more like pure MCAD as it was in the past. Today we have a combination, what we call in Germany Mechatronik-Baum. So you have always a combination of MCAD, ECAD, software managed into one bill of material in one single source of trust, which is PLM. For sure, don't forget the sensors as well. Sorry for that. So my point of view on that, I think that PLM is driving the transformation. It's simply the backbone for the data. How do you want to maintain, how do you want to drive the transformation with PLM in place? I mean, PLM is today from the concept to design, it will extend it to manufacturing, and it will become even beyond that in the future to cover operation and services. Because even when you launch the products to the market, right, we were talking about having sensors and data that are giving better feedback, how they are performing, and you can feed all this information to the required departments to take actions to engineering, to manufacturing, to operation. So again, just a summary, PLM is for me critical. It's the very critical element to enable the Industry 4.0. I don't see Industry 4.0 enablement in an organization without having proper PLM system in place.
Yeah, that was a very good perspective, Isam. I think what you're saying is PLM has always evolved and it will evolve further from where is it today. And also the various stakeholders in the organization that is also expanding. Possibly it was the innovation and the R&D. Today it extends to marketing, to service, to everybody. And then as you rightly pointed out, right from concept all the way up to maintenance, operations, even some ways maybe recycling of the product if it is involved. So that's the true definition of how the PLM is evolving, is what I kind of take away from this. Given that the PLM's role and the scope is expanding so much and also is very key to drive Industry 4.0, which is also about connected data, real data coming from your products in the field. Uh, how do you see PLM going on to the cloud? Is it something which everybody has to do? It's just a matter of time, or how do you see this, Isam?
This is a really amazing question. To be very open with you, I don't know if someone is still questioning the relevance of cloud in this journey. I mean, I think and I hope that the people are, or the companies have already understood the relevance of cloud there. I mean, let's go back to what we discussed at the beginning of this conversation, right? We said that based on my point of view, on how I understand the things on the market, what is going on, I think that Industry 4.0, and I guess the majority of the experts on the market will also agree with that. It's all about connectivity, right? Using smart machines, connected products, connected services, let the products talk to each other through sensors. Very good. We are focusing now on the main aspect is to share data, to track the performance, to take predictive maintenance in advance, and to drive further optimization. How do you want to exchange the data? Real-time data, what we're talking about. How do you want to do that? You need technologies, right? And those technologies, simply like cloud platforms, they are enabling and facilitating this exchange. Without that, I don't see possibilities. There might be other technical possibilities, but will these possibilities provide you real-time data exchange? I don't know. I mean, today nobody is talking anymore about cloud. I think now the discussion is about infrastructure as a service, or platform as a service, or even software as a service. This is now the discussion which is going on, and you see all the PLM vendors are trying now to promote the SaaS PLM in the future, right? So I don't think that. I mean, cloud is already. It's. I think it's already a reality in our life. Now, since I come from engineering, I can give you few insights from engineering why cloud might be beneficial for us. I mean, similar to all other technologies, it has pros and cons. It's always like that, right? The question is, what is the value add to the business through this move to cloud? But before I focus on PLM, I mean, because CAD is also a very important part of engineering, right? And you see and you hear now, you see a lot of announcement that even the CAD systems are even becoming cloud compatible. I still have there I will not say objections, I will say my concerns. I still have a few questions where I need to get clarifications on them in terms of performance, overall return on investment in this stage of the technology. But in the future and looking forward, I can see more cloud movement even of CAD softwares.
Okay.
From a PLM perspective, I mean, we moved to cloud in 2018, and I think ABB as Electrification as a big customer, as large base users of PLM. We were one of the first customers moving to cloud in Europe with our cloud service provider. And I would say maybe one of the very important benefits of having cloud as infrastructure is that the uptime, the availability of your infrastructure. I mean, the majority of the cloud providers claim today that you will have 99.5% availability of your infrastructure. We recently did the benchmarking of different cloud providers. We have even seen like 99.9% availability, right? And maybe, or perhaps the most important benefits for cloud is the scalability. But here there is a condition based on our experience. The cloud business model should be designed in the right way to offer you the scalability. because the best is that you are able to adjust, scale up, scale down seamlessly based on your business need. You don't even need to impact the performance of your system. But again, you need to have the right business model. Plus, much more important than the right business model, just from a scalability perspective, you need to have the right partner on your side who has the proper knowledge, the proper expertise, who is able to support your transformation end to end. And you know, when you speak about cloud, a lot of companies are trying to drive the business case just to show cost savings in terms of infrastructure. I don't think that this should be the main focus. I mean, quality, availability of the system should be the main, and scalability for sure should be your main focus, because the cost saving or cost effectiveness, this will come later on. I mean, look, take under consideration the resources you had on-prem to just manage, or were stuck just to manage or leverage your infrastructure. You will be able to reuse them in other activities. So this is from the engineering perspective. If you want me quickly to go through manufacturing operation, I think there the need is much more, even more relevant than engineering as well. But, I mean, again, we are talking about collecting data, connected products, and I don't see this happening without a cloud infrastructure. So in summary, I really believe cloudification is a reality in engineering, for the digital transformation, manufacturing, and operations as well.
Yeah, thanks, Issam. I think I really don't really have a need for summarizing. You have put it straight. Cloudification is here, and you have to tie it very well to the business model so that you are able to actually derive the benefits, not just look at infra cost reduction, but build it very central to the business model is what you are saying, and your experiences. Thank you very much for that. Issam, as you know, another area which is very much getting transformed is how do you do service in this new world? You don't need to send a technician to the place. He finds out something is wrong, then he comes back, he takes the required spare parts or things like that. Today, we are talking about remote monitoring. We are talking about how do you always be connected to the asset and try and see how do you prevent it and things like that. And there are multiple technologies that are being talked about. Take a tab to the asset, use technologies like augmented reality or virtual reality, get all the things about the asset. And hence, service becomes much more customer centric, the way you kind of initially put it, and is much more provides the customer with much higher satisfaction even before he knows that asset is going to go down. So what are you seeing in this area? Again, how do you see this connected with PLM playing a role in this, and how do you see this in the future? That's my next question.
Wow, I mean, this is a very big question. I mean, you really used a lot of buzzwords here. You mentioned augmented reality, you mentioned services. I mean, look, let me be very open with you, okay? I come mainly from engineering. So my experience is always based on engineering, but I can maybe answer this question based on what I have seen on the market. Also back in 2018, I was part of a very important, I would say, initiative from one PLM vendor. They presented amazing use cases. And I can also tell you what is available today on the market. It's not a secret anymore. I mean, you always see more and more use cases using this augmented reality. There are a lot of tools on the market. I personally, me and my team did an analysis on how we can leverage the augmented reality in engineering together with a big team from, I would say, business representatives. Nice technology, but we couldn't really identify value add for us. We did that already in 2018. It was early on the market, you know. But when we came to the use cases on manufacturing and on services, the use case was much more stronger. The value we have seen was much more better. So, for example, for manufacturing, we were thinking about how we can use industrial augmented reality, where we can improve the workforce productivity and efficiency. For example, we can introduce the real-time step-by-step work instructions. It was a very valid use case. We evaluated that. We have something in place already implemented. You know, when you come to service, I think that the organization is really now seeing significant results in the service performance. They are willing, especially driven by COVID-19. I mean, the situation of COVID-19 changed completely the world. Before COVID-19, it was nice to have. After COVID-19, or even with COVID-19, it's a must. That's why you see now a lot of companies investing on technology solutions, right? They want to able to deliver the right information to the right persons. I mean, there is a very important use case on the service and operation field where you are able to bring your service team and the expert together without having the necessity to be in the same place physically through apps. You can solve problems faster, you can be more efficient, you can, lead to improved productivities, more safety. And you are at the same time, which is very important for the customer, I think you will be able to reduce the downtime and maybe optimize the maintenance cost. I don't know. I don't have I would say, a valid use case to speak about the maintenance cost reduction, right? But in general, I think the augmented reality and the new technology will enable smart service solutions in the future as well. You will be able to improve your fixed rates, the first time fixed rate. Maybe you will be able to reduce the service cost. And much more important than that, you will definitely make your customer more happy. This is my point of view based on my understanding and my experience on this service.
Yeah, Isam, I think it was great because, see, as you rightly mentioned, there's so many things talked about, but that what you are talking really is about your experience and how you actually went about and the actual business benefits that you saw. I think, in some ways, I think that's something which is very valuable for us as well as the viewers today. Uh, in some ways, whenever you answered every question, I think you were very clear, very crisp. And also, I think at the end of it, you in some ways summarized it. But in summary, if we talk about all these areas that we talked today, if you want to bring out 3 4 points as to how you see PLM and engineering and Industry 4.0 having an interplay and transforming business, if you want to take three, four short at it and 3 4 points of summary, then it would be good, Isam.
Well, let's start with PLM. I mean, for me, PLM is the heart of product data management. Without PLM, I don't believe that we will be able to transform. PLM is the key enabler of this Industry 4.0 transformation. This is my point of view on that. Cloudification is essential and it's reality. I don't think that anyone will also question the relevance of cloud. Now, if we want to summarize my point of view on this Industry 4.0, it's very simple. I say that at the beginning, it's about connectivity. We are trying to be more flexible. We are trying to give the manufacturing teams the flexibility to be able to produce products, smart connected products that should be cost effective. They should be tailored products, means you receive the data you want, meaningful data. Not every data is relevant. You can properly reuse this data. You will be enabled to, share the products faster on the market, so you reduce your time to market. And you will be able to link and extend your integration, not only from concept and design, but you are syncing end to end from requirement management till the service and operation and the retirement of the products. This is, in summary, my point of view on what is Industry 4.0 and how PLM can drive this transformation.
Isam, I think we are coming to the end of the session. I cannot thank you more. And more importantly, I think the way you brought out a pragmatic perspective instead of various things that are there and your experience, I think is extremely valuable. And on behalf of ITC Infotech, is extremely thankful. We all know the kind of busy schedule you run, and you trying to really take some time off and being here and sharing your perspective. We really thank you, and we'll continue this conversation and our interaction, and hopefully we will do something next on some other topic. Until then, thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. Thanks also for the audience here for their time. I hope this session was successful and it was actually helpful for you. I hope that I was able to share a little bit of my experience with you. And thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.